do it.
Smash that like button.
All right.
What's up, gamers?
For the start of the podcast, I'm just going to be on Facebook Marketplace looking at cool cars like the Chrysler Crossfire.
Shots fired already. All right.
All right, so we have this thing, right, where
what?
and if you watch broadcasts, whenever it's Ricky and I, a lot of times if we're having some issues in the race, I'll just pop on Facebook Marketplace on my phone while we're sitting there, under caution or whatever, and I'll just find like the most unhinged car that I can and be like, hey, Ricky, should I get this? A couple weeks ago, famously now, I asked him if I should get a Dodge Shadow from like the 90s, and he said, why the F would you get one of those on live air during a broadcast?
like the word?
Yes.
I love Ricky.
And immediately was like, oh, wait, did I say that? And I'm like, yes, you did. Silence.
Leave it to Ricky to have to question if he said the thing that he said.
I'm looking. I've never seen a Dodge Shadow before. I appreciate that Dodge made a car with literally no styling.
All right. Appreciate you. Listen, those K cars and M cars and N cars and O cars, and they were a trip, man.
Hey, do you want an old BMW with no personality?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Then get a Dodge Shadow.
Okay, that was for me. All right, cool. This is Fake Racers podcast, believe it or not.
I've heard that.
We're back. Davey was at the track this week.
I was.
Matt, were you at the track?
I was at a different track, but yeah.
Okay. All right. You guys enjoy the races this weekend?
I had a great time.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had a great time at the NASCAR Xfinity Series event.
Matt's guy won that race. Or one of Matt's guys. And then his other guy sold to that guy. So,
Yeah. Wait, which other guy are we talking about?
Wasn't Sheldon Creed like up there?
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
I
thought you were hinting at me being like a Cole Custer fan or something. So.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Are you a Cole Custer fan?
No.
Okay. There's nothing wrong with it if you are. And to anyone out there, there's nothing wrong if you're a Cole Custer fan. We're just
that must be you're speaking to nobody right now.
Yeah, I'm not anti Cole Custer. I'm just like
I don't think anyone is.
So
all right. Here's our question this week. Do you have a strong opinion on Cole Custer? That's for all the fans out there. We're gonna give you the question early this week. 3 minutes
in. It's not a do you like or hate him, it's do you think about Cole Custer?
Do you have an opinion?
Yeah.
Like a strong opinion.
Are we answering right now?
I mean, we can.
My answer is only when I'm forced to.
Okay. Can you put that in the comments of the video so that way the algorithm likes the video more?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I can do that.
Awesome.
Yeah, man.
Also, Davey sometimes likes if people say mean comments on our videos, he goes in there and tries to fight them, and then they just never respond. And
they never reply. I don't understand. I will go toe to toe with you in the comments. You just got to not be a pussy about it.
In a battle of wits in the Coliseum of the YouTube comments.
If you have left an angry comment under our podcast and I replied to you and you didn't reply back, you are my bitch. Okay? Just want to let you know that. I don't care.
Ad revenue is lost. It's gone.
Good. Good
thing we don't get any money.
We can eat it on this one, Joe. We can eat it.
Yeah, we can eat that negative money.
Well, luckily, we do have a sponsor. That's right. It's Raid Shadow Legends this week.
I actually had that conversation with my roommate. Like, he's like, oh, what if you were big enough to get a sponsorship? And I'm like, well, then I could just do whatever I wanted.
Yeah, I think we would have no qualms absolutely selling out for NordVPN.
Are you kidding me? Dude, I would say... Joe would say, hey, we have a... I would say, yes. I would sell out so fast. Are you kidding me? If you're not selling out, you're poor. So, deal with it.
Yeah, I got bills to pay, man.
For real, dude.
Yep. It's writing down some numbers.
If this podcast ever... if this podcast ever made money, Joe wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Dude, if this thing wasn't like just a complete loss of my time, effort, and sweat,
Do you sweat while making this?
no.
Joe's like, Joe,
It's like
Joe's-
just buckets on the floor.
Joe's drenched at the end of the
Is he-
podcast. Woo!
He watched the Dale Jr. download with Jordan Taylor, and he was like, "Oh, my people."
It's
Ooh,
storming
that's not
outside
bad.
here.
2013 Subaru
Oh,
BRZ, 59,000 miles, 21K.
alright. Davey, why do you like bad cars, man?
No, I don't like. I just like slow cars.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, if you watched our broadcast last Thursday
Oh,
with
it's an
Bomb Squad at
automatic.
Daytona, you would have heard really loud thunderstorms, and you would have also seen what happens when our power flickers on and off during a broadcast.
Oh, that's. I wasn't looking at. Let me look at Carfax now.
So, all right, Davey's down a rabbit hole. Before he goes any further, and we can pull him out. This is Fake Racers Podcast. I'm Joe.
I'm Davey. I'm looking
I'm
at
Matthew.
Subaru BRZs.
I'm glad we have our pecking order nailed down, and this is the Fake Racers Podcast, newly redesigned as of last week.
It looks really good, Joe,
Thanks.
and it sounds really good too.
Yeah, because I made changes. Sure.
You know what else is really good?
What is
Waffle House. Waffle House is so good.
How
I
was
had
it? Okay, so
something- go ahead.
you do you want to give your Waffle House story? I guess.
So me and I basically call her homegirl all the time, and I think she hated it. I don't know if she hates it anymore, but oh well, she's homegirl on this show. And we met up with our good friend Joseph Weaver, who
Colleague.
does JTN. Colleague.
He's a
sorry.
colleague. Yeah.
Yeah, well, good friend as well.
Well, he gets
I,
paid.
I value.
if you guys
I
don't,
value friendship
So maybe
first.
he's not a colleague.
I value friendship before business relationships, Joe. I care about my friends.
Oh, makes one of us.
We met up at Waffle House anyway and had a nice meal. I didn't have dinner, so Waffle House absolutely hit the spot. Something that you don't appreciate is how good that late night diner ice water is. Man, that's a different gravy right there. That was some good stuff. It really quenched my thirst. But it was really good. I got a waffle and I got some hash browns and some bacon and some eggs. Weaver got like this special waffle. I think it had like pecans in it or something.
Ooh. He do be bougie like that.
Yeah, Weaver's real bougie. He took a bite out of one. He was like, "Oh, it was burnt." I was like, "Oh no, your pecan waffle had a burnt pecan in it." Like, shut up.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I can totally see him doing that too.
He was like, "This MF was burnt." It's like, okay,
Yeah,
man.
it's not the worst crime against breakfast I think we've told on this podcast, though.
No, it's not.
So
It's not.
By the way,
Definitely
you
not.
revisited the scene of the crime, didn't you?
Did I?
I thought you did.
The scene of the crime.
I thought. Or is that different? Are you talking about a different atrocity against Breakfast Man?
when
I'm talking about Joey and his red velvet pancakes.
Yeah, did you?
no, Joey was. That was.
Didn't you
that was
revisit
a
the
place
scene of the crime,
called-
Thunder?
No, I didn't revisit the scene of the crime, but I got a red velvet pancake from somewhere else.
Oh, okay, okay,
And
and I
that's what
sent
the
it.
picture
I
was.
sent. I sent it
Yeah.
to Joey, and I tagged him, and then I said, "Boo." So.
I've never heard someone complain about pancakes being dry.
Yeah. While it had like cream cheese, like whipped cream, and or like not whipped cream, but like the whatever that goes on the stuff. It had syrup on it. It had strawberries on it, and they were wet. They were wet. I'm just gonna be very honest with you here. They had a lot of things on it, and still they became ground beef. Still, to this, I don't understand it to this day.
Oh my gosh.
To this day, and don't get me started on him dropping his fork from the high top. Oh my god. Oh my god. Do you know that part of the story, Matt?
I don't know if I do.
We were sitting at a high top table, and it was like in the middle of the restaurant. You know, there's booths and stuff, and there's like the sit down tables. But this table was like kind of like the height of like a bar, basically.
Mhm.
You have
Yeah,
like
oh,
a high
okay,
top,
yeah.
like a higher, the
Yeah.
high top. You know, literally. And so, you know, Joey has this mound of what was once red velvet pancakes on his thing because he just tore it up. And like he put his fork down on it, and because it's like a mound, his fork rests like this. It slides off the table to the ground, and it's like a heavy duty fork on like this tile hard floor. Like we're at a high top. So like when it hits, it's like when the dinosaurs went extinct. And like you could hear it around the whole restaurant. Like everyone around us shut up because the fork clanged off the ground with such force. Joey, because we're at a high top, he can't just like reach down and get it. he has to push his chair out, get off the chair, bend all the way down like on the ground, get the fork. He hops back up on his chair, gets himself back seated, puts the fork in the exact same goddamn spot, and it does it again. And we are all horrifically embarrassed at this point.
We're glossing over the fact that he dropped his fork on the floor of a diner and then picked it up and was like, I'll just keep using it.
I don't think he was going to use it.
No, because the pancakes were dry.
He destroyed the pancakes, refused to eat them, and then threw his silverware in protest.
Oh my god.
at the like expense of us. Tommy's no help because Tommy had one mimosa and he's absolutely gone. Tommy's leaning on Weaver's shoulder about to fall asleep because he had a mimosa.
Is that that's the same trip? That was the Charlotte meetup, right? Where we got Snapchats all Sunday of Tommy just like laying down drunk in the back of a car. Yeah.
Yes.
The detail about the story
one.
too, Joey's like short. He's like my height too, isn't he?
It's not tall.
So I'm just imagining
No way,
the
you
hop
can't do that
off
to him.
the stool and then the hop back up on.
Back up. Joey's like my height, right?
Something like that.
He's
Yeah,
not
I don't
too
know.
tall. I'm short.
My point
No,
is
it was Davey,
my
not you,
point-
Matt. It was Davey.
Oh.
It was so snide. It was so.
listen.
Aren't
My
you-
point is,
Aren't you hanging out with this man this weekend at some point?
yeah, I love him to death. Love him to absolute bits. He's
I
like
hope
such
he
a
listens
lovely.
to this show on his
He
drive.
doesn't, but he's such a
gonna
lovely.
tell him to
he
listen to this
he might
episode.
listen on the drive. He might listen to that.
Exactly.
He's such a lovely human being in every single way. I cannot wait to like see him again.
Bye,
But
Joey.
the dude is just like my man is like out there entirely, and it's just such a trip.
Should we
Such a
just
trip.
use this podcast to talk about people and stories instead of like actually talking about racing? Because I feel like that's more fun, right? It's more relatable.
But I mean, there's people and stories in NASCAR too. So
Yeah.
NASCAR
Hey,
is
Joe,
a story generating machine.
Don't do it, Davey.
Joe,
Don't do
you know
it.
how we would have more stories is if maybe you came out and hung out with us every once in a while. Joe's dealing with something loud.
Did you hear that?
Was it
No.
thunder?
That was thunder.
Oh, all right, grow up, Michigan boy.
No, it's
I mean,
it's
this
just
is
the lightning was really big. But anyways,
thematically fitting for the because like Daytona and in August actually like always gets rain delayed, and now we're like, oh, is Joe gonna be on the lightning clock soon?
Oh, Joe,
Are we gonna get this
maybe handle
podcast
a
in?
little bit of rain.
we're a day late because there was like a loud boom outside like 30 minutes before we were going to record on Monday night. Still don't know what it was, but the internet went down. So
Ooh, okay. 2017 BRZ yellow, 43,000 miles.
so
Manual.
let's go
Joe,
ahead.
please move this
26.
podcast.
Let's get
along.
into hot
26K?
laps.
That's not
Chris
bad.
Buescher won his third race in the last 5. Help from Brad Keselowski. Boy, howdy, the 17 team is hot.
Dude. Yeah.
I don't. I can say like no. I guarantee you, no one predicted this at all. There's just no way.
Yeah, after Richmond, that was his first one. I drew a blank for a second. After Richmond, I saw
Mhm.
people like, "Oh, like sleeper championship contender," and I was like, let's chill out." But now, like, they got momentum.
He's like
so.
third or fourth in the points, 2 after
Yeah.
the reset. Like,
Yeah, and
He's
it's not like like the 17 team just kind of came out of nowhere and they're like suddenly doing well. It was kind of like that whole, or I mean, this has been said to death. The whole organization has just been chugging along, getting better and better. Brad Keselowski's been running great all season. Chris Buescher obviously has been running great all season. But I mean, they've really put together some absolutely like stunning results the last month and a half of this season over the summer. It's really impressive.
I really want
Oh,
Brad
yeah.
to win a race, selfishly,
I think he will.
this
Yeah,
year.
I think that'll come.
Oh yeah,
I
think
honestly, I'm gonna go ahead and make my pick now. I think Brad's gonna win at Darlington.
Ooh, that'd be
I
cool.
can see it. He's been pretty good there. So
I'd
It's
appreciate that.
it's a track normally where like experienced drivers shine. He's been running really well. If there's any race this season that he's gonna win, I feel like Darlington is gonna be it.
there was that really cool stat that got posted where it was like, what is a driver's like, or no, it's how many wins does a driver have in their career where they didn't lead the most laps, and Brad Keselowski is like third highest percentage of all time of like he does not. I just saw the lightning flash.
Holy crap! Oh my
Now
god!
do you believe me?
I did not believe you. It's just, that one was big,
That
man.
shit hit right outside or something, man. What the hell?
Nah, there's a little bit of a delay.
We got a clip for the socials this week. Oh my gosh. What was I saying?
Golly.
Oh yeah. How Brad just
Okay,
has like a
Bristol.
history of coming out of nowhere and winning races he has no business winning. So yeah, so I can see it still. Yeah, no, RFK was really friggin' good this week again. Like it just goes to show like just how in sync the two of them are on these plate tracks, and we're definitely going to talk about this when we get to the Xfinity race too. Is that Stuart Haas was running 1-2, like in position to put Eric Almirola in the playoffs, and they just got absolutely schooled by the two Roush cars at the end of that race. So
Yeah, and yeah. I mean Brad made one move on Buescher on that overtime, and then he just didn't make another move, which fair play.
Yeah.
Also think there might be some flashbacks to the 2021 Daytona 500 that I will never get over, but because it was setting up exactly the same way down the back straightaway, man. I was waiting for it. I was waiting for the move and then the bad block, and I was like, all right, we're good. But
I mean, the way that race was kind of like going that night, I mean, there was so much intensity all night, really. Like you kind of expected almost.
And that there was a moment, right? Let's talk about it, where the lid came off the can, and not necessarily in the way that we expect it to at Daytona, right? Talking about the Ryan Preece tumble and flip and barrel roll and aeronautical maneuvers. What an experience that was.
First of all, before
NBC,
we do this, super glad he is okay.
Oh yeah.
Obviously.
Wow, the Ryan Preece fan is happy he's okay.
Yeah, obviously, good one, Joe. Obviously, he's like dissipated a lot of energy in the flip, but like he was still rotating super fast. That does all kinds of havoc to everything internal on the human body ever. And that's without a doubt, one of the scariest NASCAR crashes I've ever seen. I mean, it's at least up there. It was, I mean, out of the crashes that I've seen where I thought, oh man, how's he gonna how is he gonna get out of this one? Because that is like just diabolical what he had to go through in that car. Just visually, that crash was just brutal to watch. Excuse me, it just felt like a gut punch. Like the first tumble when the roof hatch is gone, which I don't think is as big a deal as people are making it out to be, but it's still scary to see the cockpit exposed like that. The bigger deal being the window net coming off at the bottom. Just gnarly crash, gnarly to watch, probably gnarly to go through. I can't. I hope if there's data to take away from this wreck that we get it soon. I know they don't have. I know Elton Sawyer did a thing today where he explained that there isn't anything yet. I hope we see it soon. I hope we see the results of it.
Yeah, like the most shocking thing is like the pictures you're seeing of like just how high off the ground his car was, like mid roll. And when I was showing my roommate this, I was like, the thing that like I don't know if anybody's ever like looked into it. I'm sure it's just a combination of like speed, weight of the cars, and aerodynamics, is that usually, like, if a car tumbles, it usually maxes out at around 7. So to see a car roll like 11 or 12 times like he did was insane. Like, and
Honestly,
yeah.
it's probably just because he got so much air that like friction and gravity and everything working, like there was nothing working against the car for at least like 5 of those rotations.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, dude flipped that many times just not touching the ground, completely airborne.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah, I don't remember the last time I've seen anything like, or if I've ever seen anything like that. So, on a lighter note, though, I did see a really good meme on the NASCAR subreddit, which had Tony Hawk like doing a trick with Ryan Preece's car. So I do think it's appropriate to put this sound over it. So
Real ones know that sound. Holy moly. That just like that was like a nostalgia punch to my brainstem. Holy crap.
Joe, is there lightning outside again?
Yeah, you know, it's out there.
Joe, I promise you don't have to keep looking at it. If it hits you, you'll feel it.
Yeah. Oh no, lightning's coming my way. Everybody run.
I worry about the roof hatch, and I know you said people are making like too big of a deal out of it, but and in the window net's the same thing because you're it shouldn't break, okay? Like let's just start there. It shouldn't break. It's not supposed to tear away. It shouldn't break the way that it did.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe that's a fair way. So on that note, it's a little frightening, jarring. I mean, you shouldn't be able to peer into a car and just see the driver's helmet, but you know, whatever. It again raises the problem of, you know, we have a car that is completely flat underneath. For our audio people, I'm like making hand motions.
Nothing specific. He's just waving him around.
Yeah.
You're good. You didn't miss anything.
You didn't miss anything. But it acts like an airfoil, and it's frustrating because one hand it's to take away all the underbody aerodynamic stuff that the teams have been working on, and the other hand it's, you know, lift. Yeah. I don't know if, you know, they tried saying that it was because he hit like the rumble strips for the road course. I think the car was already off the ground by then.
Yeah, I have it open right now. It looks like, because it's again with the completely flat belly of the car, like as soon as air's under it, there's nothing. The roof flaps are
which is
it's because he's going across the grass, and there's a height difference, and there's
Mhm.
naturally air in the grass that it just gets the car airborne, and then he does go over the rumble strip, but it's like the car's already taking off.
Yeah. You know, part of the diffuser has like a roof flap on it, right? It has a flap that's supposed to go down. We've now seen it a couple times not work that way.
Yeah,
You
I'm
know,
scrolling through it frame by frame, and it's like he doesn't get turned far enough for that flap to come down.
Yeah.
Because it's the air goes under the side of the car.
And only one roof flap, because of the angle that he's at, is deploying at that point. And it's honestly almost, and I think for good reason, it's extremely similar to how Harrison Burton turned over in the 500 last season. The car didn't get turned around enough for all of the aerodynamic, you know, appendages to deploy to stop that from happening, and so he just stayed sideways. Nothing really stopped the car from going, and it just went.
Which is
Does the next gen car have roof rails on it? I can't remember.
Yeah.
Okay, because I remember listening to Jimmy Johnson talk about how those help with that, but yeah, I don't know.
Well, is Jimmy Johnson a rocket scientist now?
I mean, he's never flipped a car, so he must be doing something right.
Fair enough. But yeah, I don't know. It's frustrating, right? Because these are things that I feel like we've known are problems, and there doesn't seem to be a fix for them, whether that be a money thing or a NASCAR thing or a team thing or probably a combination. But and you know, there's people, and I'm in the camp. You know, cars are going to take off the air no matter what you do. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
it'll happen.
It's just about trying to
minimize it. And you've seen something happen very similar twice, and you obviously haven't minimized it. So that's frustrating, right? Repeating failures in similar fashions that grinds my gears a little bit.
I mean, to be fair, it's only the second time it's happened like that.
It shouldn't happen 2 times. Again, what was I think it was our 8th episode of doing this show, and we're at like 152. Go us. But safety should always in motorsports should always be the number one priority. Things shouldn't happen twice. Things don't need to happen twice.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I get it.
I know it's a very I don't know. I'm not an English major.
I only just say what I'm only saying what I'm saying. I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt. That, like it happened the one time, and we saw cars get sideways, get turned around, haven't not had a problem at multiple speedway races, multiple other tracks where we're going fast. The only other flip has been because Chris Buescher's wheel decided to go under the car.
Yeah.
At Charlotte.
Yeah.
But if something isn't done now, I'm in your camp. Unacceptable.
Keep the show going. Hold on.
Joe is having to figure stuff out.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a lot of like NASCAR fan skepticism over them making another knee-jerk reaction because we know they're one to do that. But they also shouldn't just turn a blind eye and be like, "Damn, that was crazy." Anyway, just have you tried not spinning down the backstretch? Like,
yeah. There's a difference between putting restrictor plates on in New Hampshire and then just letting stuff go on as it has been. There's a middle ground. I'm confident. I'm confident this new NASCAR will find what that is. Maybe not so much 10 years ago I would be this confident, but now, I'm willing to bet that some changes are made at the very least over the off season.
And again, my level of frustration is just because they're not going to tell us stuff because they don't have to and they shouldn't because there's a lot of people out there that don't know what they're looking at. So
yeah.
Ryan Preece continues to be a crash test dummy. You know who else has been a crash test dummy for this car?
Oh yeah,
Ryan Blaney.
That was.
Dude,
I mean,
that was scarier.
This one was funny. So
it was like funny.
No, sorry, not funny. The way I came across this was funny. So it was after we BMX raced, right? And I had the stream up on my phone. I was just watching, and I had to, and it had been like caution free the whole time, and they were talking about that, and I had to check something, and so I closed the stream, and then when I opened it back up, they were like under red flag, and they were like, "Yep, so Ryan Blaney just died."
Wait, go back.
Missed the whole thing.
He did not die.
Yeah, for dramatic effect. Yeah,
he is okay.
Yeah, no, that was a hit. It was that one was nasty, and yeah.
Safer Barrier did its job, I guess.
Safer Barrier did every bit of its job. That one was.
It was working overtime.
Genuine. Like the Ryan Preece one was scary because it happened, and it took him a while to get out because I think there was some speculation he might have hurt his leg or his foot. He is okay, but that still could be true. He still could have banged his foot or his leg up or something. Ryan Blaney, they had the in-car view for his hit, like pointed at the driver. You could visibly see him wincing a little bit, catching his breath right after the hit. Very dramatic, very, very. Again, I'm gonna say it a million times. It was really scary. It's definitely one of those where he hit that wall and he went. He just had no air left inside of him, 100%.
Yeah, I've had the wind knocked out of me before, and for those at home who haven't had that happen, it's not fun. No. It doesn't feel good at all.
You make the sound that I made. That wasn't a joke.
it's literally not an exaggeration. Like your body's like, I've never not had this little air in me before. What is happening? Usually there's stuff in here. What's going on?
But it did seem like he was shook up pretty bad after that one. So hopefully he's
tweeted out that he's okay. Right. And then he's thinking about Ryan Preece, and people just think about Ryan Preece and stuff. But I don't know. I worry it's second big hit this year. Second big hit in 3 months. Back to Nashville, so I don't know. Scary.
Racing is
Yeah.
dangerous.
Oh
not
yeah,
to say,
yeah.
not to say that that's an excuse for bad things to happen, but as you know, if you ever needed a reminder,
We got it,
we got it this weekend for
especially after those 2 road course races
Yeah.
sure.
where
Yeah.
nothing happened. I put this note in here, but was that the most intense cutoff race? Like start to finish, it
Oh,
was
100%.
it was intense.
It was an engaging storyline the whole race, and you know you had. I mean,
It
it was
flew by too. Like
it did
that race
Oh,
was
yeah.
over.
it did, and there's a lot of you know, I our close friend group is still on the like, I don't want to play. This is you know. You know, obviously there's going to be stuff. Oh, it's the playoffs. It can't be good. That was good. That was great to watch. It was exciting. That's kind of what it was meant to be. You know, you came down to Daytona, and like there were a lot of very fast race cars that could have won that race and knocked Bubba Wallace out of the playoffs. We talk a lot about Game 7 moments and how NASCAR manufactures them. Whether that's true or not, this was a Game 7 moment. This was exciting. This had everything you needed, and it was stellar. It was a
Oh.
stellar show this Saturday.
If they manufacture things and they rake things, like story was
Joe, we
there.
gotta-
Getting at.
You gotta like talk. Hey, this is a podcast. You gotta talk about it.
Yeah, you got to finish these thoughts.
The story was there, you know. And then they were like, nope. I think Chase Elliott finished 4th, Almirola 3rd.
Yeah.
Chase Briscoe, I think, led the most laps in the race. That's probably going under the radar because he was involved in that priest crash.
Yeah, he led 67.
Yeah,
The next closest was 14, or
Yeah.
sorry, 19 by Ross Chastain.
yeah.
Damn.
So
I'm telling you, that was.
Yeah, Stuart Haas showed up big time because I mean there was a good portion of the race where their 3 cars that are out were running 1, 2, 3.
they had a whole extra car.
How much how much are 2311 sweating right now? Because like Bubba Wallace was not really a factor either.
I don't think he was trying to be, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have you seen the video of his like in car and radio communications at the end of the race, Matt?
Not yet, no.
Soon as it was confirmed who won, he wasn't even anywhere near the line. He let off the gas. Didn't even gas it all the way to the line. He let off completely. Like it
I'm
was
not
really
getting involved
funny.
in anything, man.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
could tell. You know, kind of like moving along in the same like thread about how intense it was. You could tell Bubba was just super stressed out all weekend. He
Yeah.
talked about how he did his media availability like during the week on Zoom, so he could kind of have more of an out to not do as much on the weekend. And it's always a little bit jarring at first when you hear that a driver declines an interview because drivers just do interviews willy-nilly. But he clearly needed to be in the right state of mind to do what needed to be done that Saturday night. So I don't blame him one bit, personally.
He did have a funny post-race quote. You see the one where he said he forgives. He's like, I might have to forgive Buescher for Dover now, which was a race that was 8 years ago.
Yeah.
I think he said it to Buescher in Victory
Did
Lane.
he? I can't remember. I don't know if he did. I know. I think he said it over the radio. But yeah,
It's funny either way.
yeah.
But yeah, that race was intense. I saw some people freaking out about NBC posting owners championship graphics because the 9 cars in it.
Don't they do that every year though?
They did last year because a lot of times there's no difference, right? But the last 2 years it has been a difference, and they showed it last year.
I was gonna say it seems like it's kind of like normal when it's a little different.
Yeah, so I just thought that was funny that people were freaking out over that.
You know, make up something new to be mad about this week.
Oh, they're trying to incorporate the most popular driver into the storylines of the racing series that I like. I hate
can't complain about
it.
Chase Elliott making the playoffs, so let's complain about the thing that his team actually did make on points.
Just weird amounts of rage
Dude.
about absolutely nothing at all. About something cool that we get to pay attention to the owners' points playoffs.
It's like I don't like Chase Elliott, right? But I don't
Really?
hate him as much as everybody else does. But like
agree.
the absolute like vitriol that I see also to like over innocuous stuff like that, I was like, both of you guys suck. Both sides of you suck.
Yes.
I don't want to have to deal with either of you. It's the same thing of like what I was saying a few weeks ago about Denny Hamlin. I was like, God damn it! Now I'm gonna have to hear about this and talk about this, and I just don't care. It's so dumb. God. Also, big shout out to Austin Hill and the Beard Racing team. They didn't crash finally, so they
About
finished the
time.
plate race.
Yeah, maybe they'll make 500 next
14th.
year.
Yeah, so
Woo.
that was pretty cool.
Grant Enfinger won at Milwaukee. It's kind of cool. The trucks were back at Milwaukee. Supposedly, it was really hard to get into the racetrack, though.
Supposedly, it was really hard to do anything at the racetrack, from what I heard.
Oh,
Yeah.
Expand.
Like super long lines to get water and like drinking food. Super long lines to get into the track, like you were talking about. It was basically the first Nashville's whatever.
Yeah.
Kentucky.
Nashville race.
Yeah.
Speedway back.
Cup race.
Do words
First Nashville
anymore.
Super Speedway Cup race.
Thank you. It was that times like 10 is what I've seen on Reddit. It was a nightmare. Everything was a nightmare. Lines were super long. There were no ushers pointing anyone to seats. To which the people paid for specific seats and they didn't have anything on them. There were no numbers or labels on them.
That's
so
awesome.
Everyone was just guessing where they were. And because there were no ushers, they had to get security guards and cops to come tell them where the seats are because no one else would. No one was directing them anywhere. It was apparently a complete mess.
And that was their opportunity to get back on the IndyCar NASCAR schedule, and sounds like they
threw it away.
They biffed it a little bit.
Yeah, I thought the race was fun too.
Yeah,
yeah, it definitely seemed like they were a little unprepared.
Thanks, Wisconsin State Fair Board or whoever runs the racetrack.
Yeah. Enfinger and Hocevar had a good battle.
Majeski got a L2 penalty.
I was just going to say, Hocevar had a few funny comments about that post race. But yeah, big penalty for the 98 team. So,
but it's not really going to affect them, is it?
So did they get playoff points taken away?
They got 5 playoff points, and then there was a 75-point penalty, but it like only applies if they like miss the final 4 or some dumb shit like that. I don't know.
What the hell?
I mean, it's NASCAR. They have to over-legislate it, so.
Well, I mean, they, like, oh, we're going to take 75 points away from you, but you're already locked into the next round, so it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like, you can't do it that way, I guess.
I don't really understand.
Take the points away from them for the next round or something, and make them just be in a must-win from the start.
Or make it so that their win that they probably ran with said illegal part doesn't count.
Did they ever say what it was or make note of what it was? I know there's probably something to do with tires, but
yeah, I heard it was one of the big 3. What, right? Tires, fuel,
engine, fuel.
Yeah, nobody's confirmed it, but like, or NASCAR hasn't confirmed anything. But from what I've heard people say, it's something with the right rear, and so they're probably like, it's not bleeding tires. It's whatever you do that basically makes it so tires let out air over the course of a run, more than likely.
Yeah.
So.
They're putting goat pee in them.
Yep. Little holes in the tire. Oh.
Yeah, the little holes.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Like, oh, we ran over the whole box of thumbtacks again.
Oh, gosh darn it.
Guys!
Who keeps spilling these in the pit box?
Hey, look, he ran him over. Oh, the Jackman dropped them.
They're just loose in his pockets. Yeah.
We were gonna start talking about the Xfinity race, but Davey literally just got up.
He probably ordered food. That's my bad.
No, he already had food. Oh, he had to get his water.
Oh, he's got water. Yeah.
Oh, he's got something to show us. What do you have to show us? Yeah, Fake Racers Podcast stickers. They're not available on the merch store.
They're not for you.
Yep. So
get your own.
Yeah. We'll have
quit mooching.
We'll have stickers up on the JTF merch store here soon.
We will.
Soon.
Whew. Sorry to get my water. my mouth was really dry, and I looked around. And I was like, I just put water and ice in my cup to leave it on the counter.
Oh, wait, hold on.
No, we're
Sorry,
back.
guys. Sorry.
Doisty.
Oh yeah, we're all through this. We are the worst audio podcast known to man.
I know. I'm sitting here fidgeting with my phone too the whole time, so you're just hearing this.
I haven't heard it once.
Oh, okay, good.
I'm playing with zip ties.
I could play with this thing of tiny dice right here. So
Oh.
Wow, we are the most neurodivergent racing fans. Like we're like, I'm
Wait,
like,
here, I could
I'm
use the
spinning
tiny
a
dice
damn
or the
fidget
giant
spinner,
dice, whichever one you
and
want.
Matt's just like, look at all these dice I got, and then
Dude, I got
Joe's
two
just like,
full
I have
dice of
zip
dice.
ties like a serial killer.
Look at all these dice.
Joe's gonna be like, hey, I have a shovel in my trunk. There's a little bit of blood on it.
You guys want to check out my basement?
For like a little bit. So the Xfinity race happened this weekend, and I was there. It was a really good race. That
Yeah,
was
this was probably the race I enjoyed the most watching.
I can't seem to go to Daytona and watch a bad race.
Can you go to the 500?
Sponsor me.
Dude, the whole like final 20 laps of this race was just like I can't handle this amount of stress. I was like I was like seeing so many guys that I really like up front, and I was like, I can't handle this right now. I need this race to just be over already. Let's get this going with.
Yeah. It really was like it was nice to see a lot of drivers that were around Parker, my driver, and points have problems. That was very nice. It was a good like I could breathe a little bit, but then he was running up front most of the night, and he was usually the one making aggressive moves the whole night. I was losing my mind. I couldn't. I was like, I was so stressed. Like I was like, obviously, aforementioned homegirl was there with me. She's by proxy a Parker Kligerman fan. We were rocking our Parker Kligerman shirts. It was great. It was a good time. She was breaking it as well. It was great. But like, I'm like, my legs bouncing. I'm like looking around under caution, like, what the hell's going on, dude? Like, I don't watch drivers that have a chance to win a Daytona like ever, not since 2010. And then, man, what a great race. It was great in the stands. It looks like it was great on TV. What an absolutely, and yeah, there were some scary wrecks in the Cup race, but what a good weekend overall.
No rain.
Just no rain. The Xfinity playoff picture is.
It's kind of becoming clearer, honestly.
It's becoming clearer.
Riley
I'm still
Herbst
breaking
having
it.
issues.
Riley Herbst
Yeah.
had crazy issues.
He was yelling at
again.
his team too.
He was.
Which,
Yeah.
rightfully so, with the way that he's been the last couple of weeks, with just unforced errors.
Woo! Thank goodness. Good for me.
Yeah.
I did some math earlier. Parker Kligerman, since I know since Portland. Joe's probably judging me for just bringing up stats about drivers that I like. Whatever. I don't care. It's becoming underrated at this point. Since Portland. If you remove New Hampshire where the stack-up crash happened and he busted a hole in his radiator, Parker Kligerman's average finish in the last 10 races outside of that is 6.6.
Oh my god.
Really freaking good. That's a lot of people probably maybe would attribute that team to just being really good on the road courses or whatever. No, they've been performing everywhere. It's been freaking awesome to watch, and they are getting hot at a good time, right when they needed to, and right when Riley Herbst decided that he wanted to not be in the playoffs anymore.
Has he ever even made the playoffs?
That's a good question.
I think he made it last year.
How do you not make the playoffs in that car?
I know he missed it the year or his first year in the 98.
You ask that question, but I think
Let's see.
it's
He's made it actually the last 3 years. Okay, never mind.
Oh, okay.
I was wrong about that. Yeah.
Yep, he did.
Has he been eliminated in the first round every year though?
I think so.
Well,
Because he
so
finished 11th last year.
12th, 11th, and 10th in order the last 3 years. So he's on pace for 9th.
That's good.
Hope he's on pace for not that. Hope he's on pace for 13th.
Well, the pattern holds
Yeah,
true.
I was saying this after. Sometimes I feel bad because we shit talk Riley Herbst a lot on this podcast.
We do.
I just want to preface this, Riley. I'm sure you're a very nice guy. I have no problems with you personally. That said, his post-race interview did kind of rub me the wrong way. Like, I get you're frustrated and the team is screwing things up, but like, it takes a certain caliber of driver to be able to publicly criticize your crew, and I don't think Riley is that caliber of driver. So
Yeah.
it was one of those things where I was like, I get it, but you win and you lose as a team, and like the thing they screwed up this week was like, you can't make that mistake. That's just so simple, and they screwed it up.
Hey, Riley, your dad gets what he pays for, right? That stinks.
Yeah.
Oof.
That stinks. Hey, Riley, I'm not going to be nice like Matt, okay? I don't like you. You need to like not get boring. You need to be unboring because you're boring. I look at you and you're like the background character in a Disney show. You just
Oh
there.
my god, he
you're
does look like someone that would be an actor on Disney Channel.
Yeah, he's like the supporting cast of a Disney show that had 2 seasons.
No.
God, why is this so
He played a bad race car driver.
Yeah, and I mean, and there's you really can't mince the words of it any other way than he's just not getting it done.
You got
Yeah.
to. Hell,
I know Stuart Haas is kind of a mess, but like you went from Chase Briscoe won 10 races and was the title favorite, and then Riley Herbst squeaked into the playoffs and was never a contender.
With the same crew.
Yeah, with the exact same crew and team and everything.
I mean, you could almost forgive the lackluster performances because like it's not all been his fault this season either.
No.
But he
I mean,
also
these last couple of races haven't.
Yeah, the last 2 weeks in a row are prime examples where it's like the team blew it. But yeah.
But I mean, he has a history of not getting it done. He's remarkably like uncharismatic in every single way. I don't like there's nothing that like draws me to this guy that makes me think like, yeah, he seems like a guy that's going to turn around. He's just like, oh yeah, he probably went home and hung out. There's no indication that he actually cares ever.
This guy's being dudes, you know?
Yeah.
But he's just like guy being guy. It's not even a guy being a dude. A guy being a dude is at least kind of fun.
You at least want to hang out with that person.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's the redeeming thing about Brandon Jones is like he seems like a really fun dude to be around. It's
Especially,
like, yeah, you can run 15th
recently.
every week. That's fine, but like we like having you around.
Especially he has recently seen like especially since going to JRM, he has seemed a little more fun.
Yeah,
because he did kind of suffer from that young driver-itis where like he's just boring for a while. But since he's gone to JRM, I've liked his interviews. He seemed pretty cool. I still don't want him in the playoffs.
same.
Watch out for Kansas.
But I mean, you know, whatever. I got to be harsh on the young drivers. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
You guys got to be like exciting.
we're good cop, bad cop over here. So
Let's go ahead and go from the shop really quick. We're just gonna do the first two because the third one I have on there is SHR downsizing, and that's been like
we've talked about that for like
Yeah.
all season.
speculation. I don't know what SHR is doing. So
nobody knows. The
Good
21
luck.
and 2 teams,
fine.
they're swapping crew chiefs. Brian Wilson's going back to the 2, or going to the 2. He was Austin Cindric's crew chief through his Xfinity Series career. So hopefully trying to rekindle some of that magic. And then Jeremy Bolins moves back to the 21. He was last the crew chief there when Ryan Blaney was with the 20 team.
Yep. I always love when the playoffs come around and all the teams do their little switcheroos. It's so cute.
Christopher Bell and Ty Gibbs, they swap pit crews.
Swapping pit crews.
Because Ty Gibbs has the best pit crew in the garage.
Wonder why.
Hey, he could say all their names though. It's so impressive.
You mean his PR guy wrote him down and held it up behind the camera? That's really impressive.
he's just like standing there with like the big SNL cue cards, and he's like pointing to each one of them as he comes down.
Crazy. I like the crew chief swap. because obviously it's not working for either of them. So you got to do
No.
something. Don't be like what team is like notoriously bad? Oh, don't be like Joe Gibbs Racing. Yeah, there it is. You're just gonna have Eric Jones have the same crew chief for his whole Cup career and just be like, oh,
Colt.
Man, didn't work.
Cole
They're giving
Custer.
Kyle Busch a new
Or yeah,
crew
Cole
chief
Custer,
every
yeah.
week.
Cole Custer had the same crew chief for like 4
Mike
years or
Shiplett.
something. Mike Shiplett for 4 years didn't get it done once, and they were just like, "This is fine."
Well,
Maybe
and
it's
that
the
was
driver.
the thing. He got fired, or like he got that suspension after the Roval race last year. Remember, for that whole manipulation thing
Mhm.
that
Yeah.
they said he did, even though whatever. And so Shiplett got the yank, and then Cole Custer was good the last 5 weeks. Do we know if that's because his job was at threat, or if he got a new crew chief? We don't know, but hey,
Maybe both.
like, don't change two things at once.
I love this sport. I love NASCAR so much. Just any number of things could be wrong, and if you're the driver or the crew chief, you are getting at least 50% of the blame at all times. I love it. It's just so funny. This sport's so quirky.
But I think it's a good move. The rumor is that Harrison's going to be back in the 21 next year, so I think you give him this next 10 weeks with a guy to hopefully build a relationship, and then maybe you're competing for top 20s next year.
This is
Yeah.
probably the last dance next year.
I would think so.
Yeah.
You know, unless he makes something happen.
I think I don't have it on here, but there's also a rumor Zane Smith could be going to the Call League 31.
That would
Makes sense.
Yeah. that would track. Because Chris Rice on Door Bumper Clear was talking about how it's going to be a big surprise, which they all say that, but Zane Smith would be a surprise compared
We
to the
could
names that
finally
have been
reunite
connected.
We can finally reunite the Smith brothers too. That'll be
Finally.
pretty cool.
Finally. It's been so long.
Daniel Hemrick back to the Cup Series in the 31.
God, a whole lot of mid.
Big surprise. Carson Hocefar's filling in for the 42 this week. He's foregoing a Spire opportunity in the 77 in Xfinity. I feel like Hosefar might be in Cup next year too. Like I don't know. I don't know where, but
Yeah,
if it's with the 77 Spire team, though, I mean,
I wonder how far Brett Grisham's going to throw him after this.
I forgot to mention that was a conversation we had off air. So when I was at MIS, and Davey, I don't know if you went around looking at the merch haulers or not. I'm weird.
I did. I didn't have a lot of time
Yeah.
to, but we yeah.
So the Chevy hauler that has the 7 and 77, they were discounting Ty Dillon merch. That's usually an indication that the guy's not going to be back with the team when they're discounting in August. So because they were discounting Justin
buying-
Haley merch too.
who's buying Ty Dillon merch?
They were just
Who
like
is that
generic
for?
77 hats. So like
Who out there is
they
like,
have
dude,
a cool font.
I'm a huge fan of the Spire 77 car. You
I
know,
don't know. I don't know.
Oh boy.
I wonder if they had the Noah Gregson merch on discount yet, because they didn't put it on discount
did.
when I was. They
They
did.
did.
no, they probably
did.
marked it up because
And some of that merch is like really good looking, and it's just very
Dude.
unfortunate that
Dude, here's my deal. I am, and I think I've said this before on the show. I am so over racing T-shirts having the designs on the back. Dude, Trackhouse has some of the coolest designs for their drivers. And all of them are like the number and a little swirly dude, and then the design on the back. Stop! 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 Just
camera
stop.
couldn't handle that.
What happened?
You'll
Davey's
see.
internet connection literally couldn't handle the fury of that desk smack that just happened.
I can't wait to see that. That's
Oh my
awesome.
God. Yeah, that was one of those things I
53-30-ish.
didn't realize I hated it as much as I do until somebody pointed it out to me.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm like looking at shirts. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Oh, the neckline's like, oh yeah, it's the back. Oh, that Daniel Suarez shirt's really like every goddamn shirt that wasn't a Junior Motorsports shirt was like that. Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop. Change it. Good lord. Justin Marks could like corner the like streetwear fashion market if he just put the designs of his shirts on the front.
Or at least just offer it that way, like online or something.
Yeah, dude. Like why there's opportunity here and everyone's just like nah. We'll put a 42 with a swirly and that's what we'll do. Dude, come on.
I just realized something. We didn't even talk about the finish of the Xfinity race.
It was close.
Yeah, it was a really close photo finish between Justin Allgaier and Sheldon Creed, and Justin Allgaier won. That's all you guys need to know. All right, sorry. I just realized I was like, hang on. We missed something important.
I was looking at the damn orange car the whole time, so I didn't even see the finish. I was like, come on.
You're like, who won? No.
Not my guy? Okay.
I was like, oh, Allgaier won? Whatever. It was
Yeah,
like
I'm
it wasn't gonna be a new winner, so I was like, whatever. It's fine. We're chilling.
Yeah.
Didn't wreck
And even
off
if
4.
it was Sheldon Creed, so it didn't matter. So
It's already in.
yeah. And that was Carson Hocevar to the 42.
I think
Anything else?
it's just an odd move.
Anything else in the shop, Joe?
To go with the Spire. Yeah, we're closing JTN.
Oh, okay.
No.
Goodbye.
Oh, I forgot to play the shop noise. Hang on.
The WWE steel tubes that you hear rattling around anytime there's a fight backstage for no reason.
It's just one guy hitting 2 poles together. Like
No, like I'm serious. Like anytime there's a fight backstage, you just hear the tubes, then you see these people and they're like brawling on the floor, right? And there's no tubes. Where
he's got some live folly going on.
are the tubes? Oh, we still have to. Oh, Davey's adding something to the sheet.
You're not supposed to say, you fucking
Yeah,
asshole.
you're not yes-anding right now.
First, I actually wanted to have us do a bracket challenge, but
I'm down.
I forgot to do
Why?
it.
Why wouldn't we?
Well, I forgot to do it.
What do you mean?
Well, like you're not
do you want
wrong.
me to-
Who you got getting eliminated in the first round?
Do you want me to set up the bracket challenge? Because you can download the playoff grid off of the NASCAR website.
Sure.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh, there's just you can just go to this and just do it on the fly. Hang on.
Yeah. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's literally where I'm at right now.
Let me make my-
Can we do a JTN one? Sorry, we're figuring this out at the worst time.
Yeah. Why not?
Never mind, I have to sign up.
But like, can we do like? Can I be like, hey, this is for JTN? Oh my God, I can. Hold on. Or I'll do Fake Racers podcast, and we'll keep an eye on it.
They have all of the odds for all the drivers here, and okay, no, Ricky Stenhouse's don't fit in the column they gave him, so they just didn't put odds.
Can I do this through the app?
You
Wait.
probably can.
Thanks.
Okay, this website is all sorts of broken because somehow Ricky Stenhouse has more top 5s than top 10s at each of these races.
He's just that good, man. I don't know what to tell
Yeah.
you.
You can't invite to the league from a link. You have to email it, Twitter it, or
Twitter it.
What? This
Post
sucks.
it publicly.
Yeah, post it public. Who cares? Post it publicly.
I'll do it. Okay, fine. I'll do it from the Fake Racers podcast. Nope, it's doing it from the. Hold on.
All right, who do I got?
Maybe edit all this out, Joe.
Nah, we're leaving it all in on the fly.
Leave it in. We gotta figure.
Ooh, who do I got getting eliminated here? Ooh.
Let's see.
Ooh.
Wait, do I have to?
Alright.
I can seed them?
Okay, check the Fake Racers podcast. This is for the show as well.
This is for
Fake
us too, because we're doing this live.
This is for everybody. Check the Fake Racers podcast Twitter account, and if you want to do your grid and add your grid to the playoff grid challenge under the Fake Racers podcast league, follow that link, and it will take you there.
Oh.
You have to sign up, and then you can do it that way.
Wait, you only
do the next round.
yeah.
Oh, that's honestly, that's perfect. That's perfect.
Yeah, but what if I'm wrong?
I like the proposition of being able to be wrong about the same driver 4 times.
Exactly. Like, I'm going to pick Ricky Stenhouse to win the championship, right?
It'll probably what I'm imagining is it's going to give you points based on your selections, and then you'll get to pick from the clean slate next. Maybe, I don't know.
Oh, the website's broken.
Is it breaking? What's
It
new?
won't work. It was working a second ago. There we go. Okay, now it's
That's
working.
why you have to go on NASCAR.com and turn your ad blocker off so they can actually make some revenue off of it.
Poor old NASCAR.
Poor old NASCAR. Listen, they can't give the teams like a fair share of the TV revenue. What makes you think that they can actually run their website with the money they're making?
My ad blocker's turned off and this website's still broken. It's so text input is not working. I can't type. Oh,
Dude,
Go to
okay, now it's working.
X.
Also, I just want to say while we're kind of waffling about this, this is by far the strongest playoff field we've ever had.
Yeah.
By far, just by performance
Can I
alone,
enter?
this season, everyone in this field has been even some of the picks who you think would kind of be like, no, not that guy. Like Stenhouse has had a sneakily good season. McDowell as well. Bubba Wallace has run as fast as some of the guys in the middle of this playoff grid, is at the bottom of the playoff grid currently on playoff points, but still on performance.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Ford has the most cars in the playoffs this year.
wow,
They have 6.
would not have predicted.
That is wild.
Chevy and
predicted that
Toyota
either.
both have 5.
Wow. Okay.
Well, I didn't plan on it being this way.
So much for Ford being really bad.
They're not.
I somehow have Ryan Blaney and Brad Keselowski out in the first round, and that's not what I planned on. I feel like 2311 is going to blow it with one of their cars.
Yeah, I have Bubba not making it. I feel like the playoff points probably save Reddick, right? Like,
well, it's tough, right? Because Bubba starts out with literally 0 playoff points. I mean, he's
Exactly.
in a huge hole. I mean, he can't. It's not like he can't climb out of it, but it is a tough
It's a big
thing
hole.
to do.
Yeah.
But he's fast at Darlington, and he's going to be a rocket ship at Kansas.
Yep.
So it's
That's
it's going to be
tough.
tough. I think
and then Bristol.
personally, I think he gets in by the skin of his teeth.
I just don't know who to knock out.
I know this.
Yeah,
Like I said, this is a tough playoff.
I have 3 picks that I could see getting knocked out, but I'm struggling to find a 4th right now.
I think the 4, the 34, and 47.
I was thinking Harvick was going to sneak his way through. I have Ryan Blaney out. Blaney's going to find a way.
I have okay. So my first round eliminations, I'm locking them in right now, are Logano, Blaney, McDowell,
Ow.
Stenhouse.
Wow, both Penske cars out in the first round.
Tough
I had
times.
Logano out first round initially, but I was like, Joey's going to find a way.
It's tough times out here.
He will scratch and claw and God knows what dumb thing he's going to do to make the round of 12. See, this is where I'm conflicted too, because Ross Chastain has not run very well recently either.
Yeah, but this first round is Darlington, Kansas.
True, yeah.
Which are tracks that he is really good at in the spring.
Yeah, Ross Chastain's like a wild card for me because I do think that team will find the speed that they had because it's not like they haven't been fast this season. I just don't know what happened after they won their race.
I think
it's
they
like
told
dropped off a
Ross
cliff.
to take it easy. Don't make any
maybe
more
they-
enemies.
Maybe they shifted focus to Suarez to try to get him back in the bubble,
Right.
but it
Because I'm telling you,
didn't work.
I wouldn't be surprised if they fire off the playoffs and that one car fires off
Just wins
stronger than it's been all
Darlington.
season. They definitely. I mean, they were gonna win. You know, I say they were gonna. I mean, they were like on the cusp of winning. Then they
Man,
probably would
Kyle
have
Larson
won.
threw a hissy fit.
You know, that was a little bit of both their faults. But
Yeah, but Kyle Larson threw a hissy fit. It's funnier to say that.
I
More
agree.
inflammatory to say that
That'll get
too.
the clicks.
I agree. But,
Kyle Larson throws hissy fit at Ross Chastain.
but
Should
I've
he be
locked my
fired?
picks in. It locks in Sunday, September 3rd at 6 p.m. So I imagine you can make changes all the way up through like qualifying and stuff
Yeah,
of the first race.
I'm gonna make
Yeah.
changes.
I
My
might
four-
genuinely make changes.
Yeah, my 4 that I'm going with: Blaney, McDowell, Stenhouse, and Bubba. I just think that like Bubba's coming in with literally no margin, and
They like to make
20
errors on the 23 team.
2311 has not shown me that they are. What's the word I'm looking for? There's no confidence in me that's like they're gonna get it together now.
Well, they have no playoff experience. They don't know how to get it done. They're in the
Yeah.
hole, and they've shown that time and time again this season that that team as a whole, not Bubba, but that team,
What the hell was
pit
the
crew
point
or
of
whatever,
last
will
year?
fold. What do you mean?
Well, they have no playoff experience. I thought the whole point of last year putting him in the 45 was to get him playoff experience.
Driver playoffs are a different animal.
Okay, I can accept that.
Yeah.
It just is a different animal. Like mentally, and the way you approach it is, in my opinion, it's just a little bit different. You're really driving for when you're trying to get the playoffs for your team. I don't think you go as nuts as you would for yourself or your driver points. It's just a different level. It's one of the few things about. It's just really personal, and it's something that, Matt, you'll probably understand this as you've been fighting for your championship and stuff too,
Yeah.
and your racing. Like it becomes really meaningful. Like if you were doing a whole team thing, you would want to perform well, but like you want to excel when it's your own performances. It's just different. It's a different feeling.
Yeah. I want to be proven wrong, but there is a precedent. So
yeah.
All right, this show has run like super long this week. We still
Sorry,
have
fellas.
3 segments left.
we got
We're
this.
just gonna make picks. Who cares?
Luckily, well, I was gonna say I planned ahead for bottom split this week, so we're
All right,
good.
what's your bottom
We're
split
really good.
moment then, Matt?
All right, so my bottom split moment is it's a shout out to Dale Petrie at DMP Designs on Twitter, friend of the show. Dale designed all 4 of the Wawa cars that you saw on Friday.
No.
And he was pretty proud about that. And then 3 of them crashed into each other, which was funny. And he was like, okay, well, at least I got the one that didn't wreck and Josh Williams. And then we got down to the end, and Dale posted on our Discord server about how Josh Williams was running in the top 10. And he was like, this is the highest any one of my paint schemes has ever run. And I'm not exaggerating. 15 seconds later, Josh Williams was head on into the wall and airborne. So big shout out. Your paint schemes looked really good, Dale, especially on the back of a wrecker. So
they look great in person.
Impeccable.
Great in person.
So yeah, that was my bottom split moment of the week.
Davey?
My bottom split moment. All love to Steve Lavender, but trading paints getting hacked and that whole disaster. Everyone finding out what level of encryption they used on their passwords, which was it was embarrassing for me to see. Basically, to put it in simple terms, the thing that people use to kind of have like custom paint schemes widely available to everybody on the iRacing service, without like physically uploading and downloading each individual thing like you'd have to do for Enter 2003. That service in itself has an account system, and it got breached, and the passwords for the accounts are on sale right now, and it was discovered that the encryption method, I guess would be the correct term, that they use for the passwords was out of date in 2003, let alone 2023. So it's not looking good. If you are listening to this podcast and you don't know about this, or you don't know what to do, you probably do, so this is probably not for you. Change your passwords if you use the same passwords as your Trading Paints account, and change your Trading Paints account password, and then uninstall Trading Paints, because
I'm literally
who
doing
knows
that right now.
Who knows how far that person can go, how much control they have. I know it's a little bit doomer, but there's a slight possibility that they could push an update that is malicious through the Trading Paints service. So it's better just to not have it until it gets completely rectified. That's my bottom split moment.
PSA. Too.
Yeah. Hey, it's the Fake Racers podcast. Gotta talk about sim racing.
Did not mean to just I'm literally changing my stuff right now because I forgot about that.
Yeah, now I gotta go through and haven't used iRacing in like 2 years, but I'm assuming should probably change the passwords around just in case.
people people found like Jordan Taylor's and Spencer Pumpelly's accounts.
Oh man.
And they found like Nim Cross's account, like the main community guy at iRacing. They found his account. Yeesh.
Yikes.
Little yikes moment. It's definitely bottom split.
Yeah.
My password on iRacing has been changed.
Joe, what's your bottom split moment?
Bottom split moment.
Internet going out?
Yeah, that has to take the cake, right? Internet going out last night, 30 minutes before we were gonna start. Also the power going out in the middle of the broadcast last week. It was a pretty hectic week here at old JTN Central.
Mm.
My road to pro moment though goes out to my younger brother for doing good at college and moving in and stuff last week. He's
That's
doing
hard
good.
to do.
Yeah,
That's
sounds like he's
awesome.
doing okay.
He doesn't know who I am, but tell him I said good job.
He'll never watch this. So.
That's why I told you to do it, you douchebag.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying he won't watch this.
Yeah, that's why I told you.
I'm saying he doesn't know who you are, Davey. That's what I'm saying.
Oh my god.
Waffle House ice water.
I'm assuming that's your road to pro.
Matt, what's your road to pro moment?
Mine. I had two. I'm just gonna go with one of them. Jeb
Thanks.
Burton on Friday. I was just all about everything that Jeb Burton was doing. First off, paint scheme was awesome. Second, there was that ridiculous save / barely touching the outside wall, and then this could have also been a bottom split moment. The Alpha Prime cars deciding to just murk each other for no reason while that was happening.
Made for a really cool wreck for me to watch, though.
Yeah.
It was right in front of you too, right?
It was. This was loud.
Caesar Baccarella was like, that looks like the car I own, and then just plowed into the back of it. And then my favorite Jeb Burton moment, though, was the Josh Williams crash that I was talking about was on the backstretch on a restart, and Jeb Burton was like halfway down the backstretch and was just like, I don't want any part of this, and just backed off and got on the apron like a full 5 seconds before the crash started. Like, he was like, I don't know what's going on up there. I want zero part of it. I'm getting the hell out of here right now. So that was big shout out. So
Just Jeb Burton things.
just Jeb, yeah, just being Jeb.
Him tweeting out like he didn't know that Jordan was going to be in the 27 car last week, and people like buying it was crazy.
Oh my god, it was so good.
It was pretty funny. It was funny how easily it worked on some people.
Yeah.
Oh my
It's
god!
the same thing as like when Chris Rice baited everybody into thinking he was mad at Austin Hill for not signing with them.
Also very funny.
Yep.
All right, next weekend I have IndyCar because they're at Portland. They got 2 races
Is there-
left.
Hold on. Is there a Moto minute?
Oh, there is. Should I still do that?
I mean, yeah.
It's only 1
Okay.
minute.
Ready, set. Here you go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay. Season finale at Ironman. 250s kicked off. Kawasaki had won a race every year since 1982. And in the final race of the season, Joe Shimoda kept that streak alive. He went 1-1 for the first time in his career. That was cool. Hunter Lawrence finished 5th and clinched the 250 title in the first moto because Justin Cooper crashed. So Hunter Lawrence first outdoor championship. On 450s, there was a lot of competition. Aaron Plessinger led laps. Dylan Ferrandis got a whole shot. Chase Sexton was close, but none of them could crack Jet Lawrence, who won his 21st and 22nd consecutive motos and completed the perfect season as a rookie. And Chase Sexton was not happy at all about it. And now the season shifts to Super Motocross and the MX of Nations, which the US doesn't know who's going to be on their team in like the next week. They're kind of at the phase where they're like, can anybody here ride a dirt bike? And is anybody healthy? And does anybody want to go to France? So that's what's going on in Moto right now.
Homegirl, once again aforementioned, wanted me to tell you, Matt, and it's funny that I brought this up earlier, sort of, in a looser way. That the Moto Minute, when she listens, it just sounds like a bunch of names that are from a Disney Channel original movie.
Jet Lawrence, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And I gotta say, she's got a great point.
There's I was sending these to Steven the other day because he didn't believe me. There's a writer named Talon Hawkins. Just double bird name.
That's really insane.
There's some other good ones. Yeah, Aaron Plessinger sounds like a Disney Channel name. Yeah. God, now I'm not gonna be able to unhear that.
But
Writer DeFrancesco. Yeah, that's a real name,
Devlin?
sure.
Okay, Joe.
God.
IndyCar, Portland.
Ugh,
Make a pick.
I had to pick for this. Scott Dixon.
I'm once again pulling up the IndyCar Wikipedia page so I can remember who's driving.
Just pick Alex Palou. Like, when in doubt, blow it out.
No, that's too easy. Pato Award because I enjoy pain. So
Stingray Rob.
yeah, Stingray.
Xfinity Series is at Darlington on Saturday
Yeah.
in the heat of the day. Yeah.
Yeah. Kyle Busch.
Last
I'll see
opportunity
that.
to win this year. Roll KB.
Wait, what car is he
KB.
driving?
The 10.
10.
So not a great chance, but a chance nonetheless.
Yeah. I mean, the 10's been fast this year. I'm gonna go with, you know what? I'm back. No, actually no, because I haven't been picking him and things have been going well, so I'm not gonna do it. I'll say Josh Berry. So
I'm gonna take Sheldon Creed.
God, I got another DMCA strike on my channel for Sheldon Creed Thursday that I uploaded over a year ago.
That's so insane.
And
Like,
then
I'm not even posting it anymore.
it's
Go
the
on.
Southern 500 Crown Jewel of Crown Jewels.
No, it's the Crown Royal presents Darlington Labor Day weekend at Darlington Raceway.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot about that.
74th annual Cookout Southern 500. That's
Wait,
the whole name.
that's the
Joe.
whole name?
Hang on, there was a r/slash
Basically.
NASCAR thread of worst race name.
I saw that thread.
The Bushy McBush
And-
race?
Every single reply is, oh God, where is it? All time worst. Oh, now I can't find the thread now that I'm talking about it. Oh, here it is. No, yeah, because this thread's been started multiple times. Every single one of them is Crown Royal presents the Your Hero's Name Here 400 at the Brickyard, powered by BigMachineRecords.com. The entire thread is just people posting that.
I love the internet.
The buckle up in your truck 225.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Cup Series, Southern 500. Who you got?
Oof,
Davey already made his pick earlier.
I did.
He took Brad Keselowski.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna be saying Brad Keselowski has
Did a thing.
won this race.
It's finally going to happen. Kyle Larson's finally going to win at Darlington. I've only been saying this for about 6 years now, but it's gonna, I'm telling you, this is the time.
This is
you
the
guys.
time.
Be a really happy Joey next to me.
I am going to take Ross Chastain.
Ooh.
We're gonna get a repeat of earlier this year.
That'd be awesome.
Ooh.
We have something to talk about. Folks, can't thank you enough, as always, for listening, for watching, however you help support us. Remember, if you're listening to us, leave a review. Hopefully you click 5 stars. Hitting review helps kind of get helps the podcast do better, gets recommended to people. You can also make sure you click the like button on YouTube. Got a lot of people watching. Not a lot of people hitting the like button. Hit the like button. You watch
Dude, you won't.
for like 2 minutes. Hey, maybe we should start the show telling people to hit the like button.
Let's do it.
Smash that like button.
All right.
What's up, gamers?
All right. I'm going to make sure to cut that out and put it at start just randomly. You laugh. I'm going to do it.
Oh yeah, no, I know.
Okay. All right, cool. Remember, you can follow us at Johto Network on Facebook, Instagram, X, at Fake Racers on X.
God, just stop saying that. It's the worst. I have not stopped calling it Twitter.
Yeah,
Um,
I refuse to call it the new name.
Don't worry, it'll refuse to let you use it probably eventually.
Oh no.
Oh no.
What
What will I ever do
do?
with my time other
Oh,
than
no.
literally anything else?
Did you
I'm
see
right on
their
Blue Sky.
Did you see
Don't
they're
care.
like they're testing an app like for the Tesla like to have in the car so you can be on Twitter in your car? Like I thought we were supposed to get rid of distracted driving. Not
Really
encourage
fun,
it.
man.
Oh,
I hate it here.
Me too, man.
But
You know what I hate more, Joe? When we have to end the show.
well, we would never have to end the show, Davey, if people supported us by clicking the like button and subscribing. We could just have like a 24-hour stream.
Yeah, let's discuss contract terms before we.
Well, yeah,
move on
yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
claims.
It's like one of those 24-hour charity streams, but we're not doing anything like
It's
crazy. We're just
and-
talking for 24
Would you
And
guys
the
want to do one of
chair-
those?
And the charity is to us.
Yeah. Pay Joe's rent. That's our charity.
That was personal.
Joe doesn't need it. He's an engineer.
Student loans be expensive, man.
Yeah. Okay, man.
Yeah, so hit the like button, subscribe, do all those things. Again, we can't thank you enough for your support. Everything did great last week. Let's keep it rolling this week. Leave a comment down below. If you watched all the way, make your comment have the word. What word? Someone say a word that they can incorporate into their sentence that they're going to comment.
Consternation.
However you spell that. Put that into your
Could
to
be
your
a lot of
sentence that
people
you
trying to
post.
spell that word.
Oh yeah, all like 3 of them. But can't thank you guys enough for watching, for listening. All you guys that do help support us. You can always be a friend, tell a friend about the podcast here, about what we do on JTN, because it's so revolutionary. I know, but yeah,
It is.
So yeah, we'll see you guys next week here on the Fake Racers podcast.
Bye.